Picture yourself at a lively event, plate in hand, the air buzzing with laughter and conversation all around you. Suddenly, someone you just met earlier approaches with a big, friendly smile, clearly remembering you. You recall their story about their pet iguana, the funny details they shared, but their name, it's vanished from your mind. You're stuck, grinning awkwardly, hoping for a rescue, a hint, or maybe someone else to say their name first. Maybe you try to stall. So, how have you been since earlier? Hoping the conversation will jog your memory. You silently pray they'll mention their name, or that someone else will swoop in and save you from the awkwardness. Often you end up admitting, "Sorry, I'm terrible with names. What was it again?" Hoping for understanding. It feels embarrassing, maybe even a little rude, and you start to wonder if your memory is letting you down. But here's the truth. Forgetting names is incredibly common, especially for men, and you're definitely not alone. It's not about intelligence, attention, or how much you care. It's about how our brains process and prioritize information in busy moments. The brain isn't a perfect recorder. It's a selective curator, filtering what matters most in the moment and letting the rest fade away. That name? It probably just got lost in the shuffle of new faces, stories, and distractions. So why do names and faces slip away, especially for men? The answer is a fascinating mix of neuroscience, psychology, and even evolution. By understanding the science behind it, you can feel better about these moments, and even learn to improve your memory for names. Let's dive into the real reasons behind name forgetting and discover how your brain actually works in social situations. Forgetting is human. Remembering, though, is a skill you can practice and learn. Welcome to the science of names, faces, and your remarkable brain. A journey into understanding yourself a little better. Forgetting a name isn't a sign of low intelligence. In fact, it's something that happens to everyone, no matter how sharp or accomplished they are. You can be brilliant in your field and still blank on a new acquaintance's name. Even experts and leaders sometimes stumble when it comes to recalling names in social situations. That's because memory isn't one big system, it's a collection of different types, each with its own strengths and quirks. Think of your brain as a vast office with many filing cabinets, each storing a different kind of information. Names and faces rely on episodic memory, which is sensitive to attention and context. If you're distracted or anxious, your brain might not file that new name away properly. If you forget a name, it's usually just a hiccup in this specific system. It doesn't mean your memory is failing overall. It's just a momentary glitch. You might recall every detail of a movie, but not the name of someone you just met. That's because stories and experiences are often easier for your brain to organize and retrieve. Why? The movie was immersive. The introduction was likely rushed or distracted. Your attention was fully engaged with the film, but split during the social moment. Your brain's filing clerk was busy, and the name didn't get properly stored. Sometimes there's just too much information coming in at once. So, next time you fumble for a name, don't beat yourself up. It's a normal part of how our brains work, not a personal flaw. It's just your brain prioritizing other things in the moment. With so many demands on your attention, it's natural for some details to slip through the cracks. Understanding this helps you forgive yourself and work with your brain, not against it. Self-compassion is key to building better memory habits. Memory can be improved by learning how your brain naturally works. With practice and patience, you can strengthen your recall and make those names stick. Memory is a three-step process: attention, encoding, and retrieval. Each step is essential, and together, they form the foundation of how we remember names, faces, and experiences in our daily lives. First, you must pay attention. If you don't, the information never gets in. Attention is the very first filter, deciding what's important enough to notice and what gets ignored. Attention is the gatekeeper. Distractions mean names don't even make it to memory. In busy environments, it's easy for your focus to slip, and that's when details are lost. Next is encoding. Your brain processes and stores the information, often by linking it to something familiar. Making associations, like connecting a new name to a famous person or a unique feature, helps lock it in. The stronger the connection, the better the memory. The more vivid or meaningful the link, the more likely you are to remember it later. Finally, retrieval. Pulling the memory out when you need it. This is when you try to recall a name during a conversation or when meeting someone again. If attention or encoding was weak, retrieval is tough. Hence the tip of the tongue feeling. You might sense the memory is there, but you just can't access it. Most name forgetting happens because we weren't truly paying attention at the start. Our minds wander and the moment slips by unnoticed. We're distracted by social anxiety, our own thoughts, or the environment. Sometimes we're so focused on what to say next that we miss what's being said to us. Without attention, there's no encoding. Without encoding, there's nothing to retrieve. The chain breaks, and the memory never forms. It's not that you lost the memory, it was never fully formed. The information simply never made it into your long-term storage. This explains why names vanish so easily. It's a common experience, and it happens to everyone at some point. The process is simple, but each step is fragile. Even a small distraction can cause the whole system to falter. Understanding this helps you see where things go wrong and how to fix it. By improving your focus and making stronger associations, you can boost your memory. Memory is a dance, and missing a step is normal. With practice and awareness, you can learn to move more gracefully through each stage. Here's where gender comes in. Studies show women often focus more on people, faces, details, emotions when entering a room. Men, meanwhile, tend to be more goal or task-focused, scanning for purpose or layout. For women, names are part of the social puzzle they're already solving. For men, names can be background noise, filtered out as less relevant. This isn't a conscious choice, it's a subtle, subconscious habit. Men may be engaged in conversation, but their brains don't always flag the name as important. Women, meanwhile, often encode names, faces, and emotional cues together. This difference in focus is a big reason why name recall can differ between the sexes. Where you shine, your mental flashlight matters. Our brains are wired to remember faces, not arbitrary names. Faces are rich with emotional and social information. Names are just labels. Emotion acts as memory's superglue. Strong feelings make memories stick. Women, on average, experience and notice emotions more vividly in social settings. When a woman meets someone, she's more likely to attach an emotional tag to the name and face. For men, social interactions may be processed more analytically, with less emotional glue. Without that emotional tag, the link between face and name is weaker. That's why names often slip away, even if the face is familiar. Emotional connection makes memories stickier. The gender gap in name recall is partly about how we feel, not just what we hear. Use emotion to your advantage. Make the introduction matter. Why do these differences exist? Evolution offers clues. In ancient times, men often focused on hunting and navigation, skills that required mapping environments, not memorizing names. Women managed social bonds and community, making people skills and relationship memory crucial. These roles shaped our brains over millennia, creating subtle differences in attention and memory. Today, those instincts linger. Men may scan the room, women may scan the crowd. Remember, these are general trends, not rules for every individual. Our modern world is different, but our brains still echo the past. The man mapping the party may be channeling an ancient hunter, the woman reading faces, an ancient gatherer. Evolutionary psychology helps explain why we remember what we do. Our brains are shaped by history, but we can adapt. Stress is memory's enemy, especially in social situations. Short bursts of stress can help memory, but ongoing anxiety, like at a networking event, floods the brain with cortisol. For men, social stress often triggers a performance mindset. Am I making a good impression? This self-focus eats up mental bandwidth, leaving little room for names. Under stress, men's brains can develop tunnel vision, filtering out social details. Names get discarded as irrelevant noise. Women, on the other hand, may respond to stress by seeking connection, thanks to oxytocin. This can actually enhance memory for social cues. Social anxiety scrambles everyone's memory, but it hits men's name recall system especially hard. Reducing stress helps your memory work better. The good news? You can train your brain to remember names. First, repeat the name out loud. Nice to meet you, David. Using the name in conversation forces your brain to pay attention. Next, make an association. Link the name to something familiar or visual. Meet David? Picture David and Goliath. Meet Lily? Imagine a lily flower. The sillier the association, the better it sticks. Focus on the person's face as you hear their name. Notice a unique feature. This helps your brain connect the name to the face. Slow down during introductions. Don't rush. Give your brain a moment to process. Be present and intentional, not distracted or anxious. These techniques aren't magic, but they're proven to help. Practice makes perfect. Memory is a skill you can build. Repetition, association, and attention are your best tools. Anyone can improve, regardless of gender. Make introductions meaningful, not mechanical. Your memory will thank you. We've explored why names slip away and how our brains work. The big takeaway: forgetting is human, not a flaw. Your brain filters information for efficiency, not perfection. Most names are low-priority data, especially if you're distracted or stressed. Understanding this should ease your embarrassment. Gender differences are averages, not destinies. Anyone can improve. The brain's beauty is its ability to change and adapt. Use the tools we've discussed to bridge the gap between hearing and remembering. The goal isn't perfect recall, but better connection. Next time you forget, just ask again. Everyone's been there. Embrace your mind's quirks. It's what makes you creative, empathetic, and human. Practice, be patient, and remember, you're in good company. Your brain is amazing, flaws and all.